Competition is getting tougher and tougher day by day. As per educationdate.org, around 3.9 million students graduated from college last year. And as of 2019, according to the same study, 35% of the US population had completed 4 years of college or more, which compared to 1940, only 4.6% of the population had a college degree or more. With more and more people graduating every year, and countless number of graduates often applying for the same positions, your chances of getting a good-paying job, if you don't have the right connections, is slim at best. With graduates outweighing jobs, there's a demand and supply mismatch. Most large companies have strenuous job application processes, and out of the several applicants, only a handful make it through. As I said before, getting a job these days is immensely difficult, and you shouldn't blow your chances once called for an interview. So, what should you do? What mistakes should you avoid? Today, we discuss some of the common job interview mistakes that people make, so you can avoid them in your next interview. 1. Dress to impress. It takes only 7 seconds to make a first impression, and employers will judge you based off of how you look, dress, and talk before looking at your qualifications. Maybe appearances shouldn't matter so much, but they do. Be sure to dress appropriately for the job. If it means wearing a clean suit and tie with a nice pair of polished shoes, do it. When you dress appropriately, you show professionalism and sharpness, which will help the employer qualify you as a suitable part of their workforce. 2. Lack of research. One of the biggest mistakes a person can make is not doing any research on the company. Quite often, you would find job applicants not knowing basic information about the company, what it does or what it stands for. Before going for an interview, you must thoroughly research the following points. The company's vision and mission. Each company sets a certain goal, which is reflected in the mission and vision of that company. Knowing the goals and objectives of the company can earn you brownie points. Moreover, answering in a way that shows your goals are aligned with the company also gives a good impression. Values. All great companies have values. These are the rules and guidelines that companies must abide by. Giving 2 or 3 personal or professional life examples related to such values can help you go a long way. For example, teamwork might be a value that a company has. When asked about yourself, you can mention that you're a great team player and finish off by narrating an impactful example. You can do this by giving a short story, like how you and your previous colleagues came up with a solution to save your previous boss thousands in unnecessary costs. Just make sure it's a true story that suits the scenario. To better understand values, we must look at them from a deeper perspective. Generally, people with similar interests tend to get along better. People are more welcoming of people of the same religion, caste, ethnicity, or race. Similarly, values are the life and blood of an organization. They are the traits that everyone being part of a particular organization should possess. Hence, showcasing how you have the same values as the company may go a long way. Job description. Knowing the job description of the role you applied for is pivotal for success. Often, candidates are stumped in the interview as they failed to ask for the job description before. If you're applying for a marketing position, you must be aware of the latest trends prevailing in the marketing world. You must also be aware of some great marketing campaigns, as interviewers can stump you off by asking a recent advertising or marketing campaign that you liked. Industry. Having an industry background is also exceedingly important. It's imperative that you go through the financial statements, know the profitability margins, and you must be able to identify the company's performance with respect to the industry. Researching your interviewers. Researching your interviewers may also help immensely. With LinkedIn, this has become quite easier. Understanding their likes and dislikes and then using your examples by revolving your examples against those likes and dislikes can help you outshine other candidates. 3. Not updating CV. At times, you may be lucky enough to be called for an interview with a poor or mediocre CV. This, however, doesn't mean that you shouldn't tweak or make amends to the CV before going for a job interview. Grammatical errors. Checking your CV for grammatical errors is important. You don't want an interviewer to embarrass you by finding silly grammatical mistakes during the interview. This gives the impression that the candidate is not detail-oriented and does not value the little things in life. CV length. CVs should normally be of a page length. If you still find the urge to add more details, you should go to a maximum of 2 pages, but not more than that. Interviewers normally have a busy schedule, and they may just skim through your CV. The idea of going through many pages can put the interviewer off. Customizing your CV. Customizing your CV is critical for success in the interview. Applicants often make the mistake of using a uniform CV for all jobs and companies. It is necessary to tweak the CV following the position and company. As mentioned earlier, all companies have different values and goals. Hence, using the same standard CV may work at some companies, but may be disastrous at others. Lying on CV. You must refrain from lying on your CV. Interviewers normally may ask questions regarding everything on your CV, and if you've written incorrect information, there's a high chance that they can catch on to you. Interviewers normally have years of experience in conducting interviews. While they may not show it, they can easily judge when an applicant is lying. Only information that can be defended should be added to your CV. 4. Not practicing enough. Job applicants normally take interviews rather lightly and go unprepared for interviews. Even if your research is complete, lack of practice can derail even the smartest candidates. Let's understand what we mean by more practice. Knowing yourself. You must know yourself before even hoping to pass the interview. One thing that should always be kept in mind is that the interview will be about you. Hence, if you lack information related to yourself, how will you communicate it to the other person? Going through common interview questions. Common job interview questions, such as tell me about yourself, strengths and weaknesses, should be gone through before going to the interview. Companies often ask behavioral questions like, tell me about a time you did such and such questions. Tell me about a time you did such and such questions. Answer to these questions must be prepared and practiced in advance, so that one could eloquently communicate at the time of the interview. The START, which means situation, task, action, and result approach, works best in this scenario. Practice, practice, and practice. You should practice in front of your friends or colleagues and always take their feedback before going to the interview. People, despite knowing the answer, stumble due to the lack of practice. 5. Lack of discipline. Be punctual. Being on time for the interview is one of the essentials of a job interview. When we say to be on time, we mean the optimum time. Being too early may show desperation, while being too late may show disinterest. We believe appearing just 10 to 15 minutes before the interview may work just fine. It's also important to follow the instructions mentioned in the email or on the telephone. Not following instructions also leads to a bad impression amongst the workers. Inappropriate dressing. As mentioned earlier, you must dress for success. No matter how casual companies become, dressing nicely is a bare minimum to set a good impression. For us, dressing in a well-dressed suit with matching tie goes a long way. It gives a good impression on the interviewer, showing that you're interested, and it helps you earn brownie points. Remember, first impressions always count. Well-groomed. Along with dressing, grooming is also necessary. You must be clean-shaved with well-combed hair. Fingernails should be cut, and you must make sure to apply proper deodorant before the interview. Teeth should also be brushed. Bad breath can be a serious red flag for the interviewer. Inappropriate behavior. You must maintain appropriate behavior from entering to leaving the organization. Everyone should be treated with respect. Even when partaking in the interview, you should try to listen to the questions first and then speak. Also, other inappropriate behaviors, such as flirting and excessive arguing, should be avoided. Not asking questions and following up. After the interview ends, good questions must be asked. This again shows your eagerness to join the company. Moreover, it also gives the impression that you're aware of the latest trends and shows an interest in the company endeavors. Remember to thank the interviewers with a smile before leaving the interviewer room. Once you go home, you should email all your interviewers with a thank you note. This again might help you outshine all the other job applicants. So, in conclusion, job interviews are stressful, especially for young graduates coming straight out of college. However, avoiding these common mistakes can help a person achieve their dream job. If you're working already, do tell us in the comments section how your interview was before you got the job. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.